So look, we're entering a new era. Everything is changing. The way brands choose creators, the way people make money online, the way content turns into income. And because of that, the way creators build careers is changing too. Right now, there are 80, 90, 20-year-olds getting paid every single month by brands without followers, without expensive gear, and without years of experience. More about that in just a minute. Because if you click on this video, it's probably because you want to build something online as a creator. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how people are using what I call the creator acquisition economy to start working with brands with almost zero capital. Now, before we go further, I want to be completely transparent. Just because I got these results with this system does not automatically mean you will. After all, I'm the one who built the structure I'm explaining here. So I always say this at the beginning of any training because my reputation is built on telling creators what actually works, not what sounds exciting. But what I can guarantee is that what you are about to see comes from regular creators using the same beginner-friendly positioning model that I'm about to explain today. Creators who weren't making anything before and are now working with brands consistently. For example, Amine made $1,400 working with content positioning systems. Aziz generated $700 through creator acquisition workflows, and Chinga reached $437 starting without an audience. These are not influencers. These are creators applying structure correctly. So in case we haven't met yet, my name is Darko Sokoleski. Over the last few years, I've spent a lot of time studying how brands actually choose creators, not the version creators talk about online, the real version happening behind the scenes. I watch brands approve creators, reject creators, delay creators, and ignore talented people completely, simply because they didn't understand how companies think. And once you understand how companies think, something becomes obvious. Most creators are approaching this completely backwards. So if you are looking to start working with brands without needing a followers first, without posting every day for years, and without guessing what works, then this training is for you. Because I'm going to show you the same positioning structure creators around the world are already using to build consistent monthly income through content. Everything I'm about to show you today comes from experience, from production work, from brand interaction, creator systems, and studying what actually moves the decision on the brand side. I've tested different models, different workflows, different positioning strategies, and what I'm sharing here today comes from seeing what works repeatedly. So there are three reasons this model is working well right now. Number one, it's beginner friendly. Number two, it's an exploding industry. And number three, it takes advantage of a shift happening right now in what I call the creator acquisition economy. Let me explain what I mean by beginner friendly. Because most creators, when they try to make money online, start with things like influencing, affiliate links, random posting, editing for clients, or selling digital products without evaluating whether those are actually strong starting points. And the reason this matters is because some models can make millions, but are very difficult to succeed with at the beginning, while others can realistically create momentum much faster. Starting with the wrong model is like starting a game on the hardest difficulty setting. You spend time, you spend effort, but progress feels slow, and eventually most people stop. So instead, what if we evaluated creator business models properly? There are a few things that determines whether something works early. How fast brands pay, how difficult is it to enter, how much demand already exists, how repeatable the system is and whether income stacks monthly or resets every time. For example, influencer marketing depends heavily on audience size. Affiliate marketing depends heavily on traffic. Editing depends heavily on time. Posting content depends heavily on long-term consistency. All of this work, but they are not optimized for creators who want momentum early. So the question becomes, what would the ideal creator model looks like? Ideally, brands already spent money there. Content demand already exists there. Income repeats monthly there. And you don't need followers first. And there is exactly one positioning model right now that fits the structure. It's called content acquisition positioning, where creators work with brands to produce performance content instead of chasing visibility first. Now think about what happens over the last few years. Every company moved online. Every brand increased content production. Every business now needs short form videos. And most of them don't know who to trust to create it consistently. So right now, there is more demand for creators than supply. There are brands near you right now that need content every week. For example, gyms, apps, stores, coaches, e-commerce brands, agencies, all looking for creators who understand how to produce content that performs, and they already budget money for it. At this point, you're probably thinking, okay, but I don't know how to work with brands yet. And that leads directly to the biggest opportunity creators have right now. Because creators winning today are not always the best editors, they are the best connectors. Think about companies like Uber, Amazon, TikTok. They don't create the product themselves. They connect supply and demand. Creators can do the same thing with content. Instead of doing everything yourself, you position yourself between brands, content, and distribution, which allows creators to scale faster without needing followers first. So here's the exact 4-step structure creators use inside this model. Step 1, position. Step 2, niche. Step 3, content arbitrage. Step 4, outreach. When executed correctly, this system allows creators to start working with brands consistently without needing visibility first. And the reason this works is because brand relationships stack. One brand becomes two brands becomes three brands becomes predictable monthly income. Instead of starting from zero every month again, in traditional careers, consistent income takes years, qualification, expertise, a long hours. But in the creator acquisition positioning, consistency comes from structure, not followers. Now step 1, positioning. Because brands don't hire creators randomly, they hire creators who reduce uncertainty. Every time a company hires a creator, they are asking one question: is this creator going to make our job easier? And once you understand how to answer that question, everything changes. Step 2 is choosing a niche. When you choose the right niche, trust builds faster, responses happen faster, and opportunities appear faster. Step 3 is content arbitrage, which means building systems instead of doing everything yourself alone. Step 4 is outreach, because brands cannot work with you if they don't know you exist, and this is where most opportunities begin. Now, at this point, you basically have two opportunities. The first one is to take what I showed you today and try to figure out everything on yourself, and that's completely valid. Some creators do exactly that, but what usually happens is they spend months testing, positioning, testing outreach, testing niches, and trying to understand what brands actually want. Not because they aren't capable, but because nobody explained the structure clearly. And when progress feels slow, most people assume the model doesn't work, when in reality, they were missing structure. That's exactly why I started what later became Visual Hustle Academy, not as a course. When creators learn how the acquisition side of content actually works, because most creator education online focuses on posting, not positioning. Inside the creator economy today, there are two types of creators: creators who wait to be discovered, and creators who build positioning systems so brands approach them differently. Once you understand the difference, everything changes. Instead of teaching random tactics, Visual Hustle Academy focuses on four main things: clarity, structure, execution, and environment. Because when those connect, progress becomes predictable. Most people assume success comes from information, but information is everywhere right now. What actually determines progress is environment. Being able to see what other creators are doing, what brands respond to, and how positioning improves over time. Another thing I noticed is that creators don't need hundreds of opportunities, they need a few consistent ones. One brand relationship can change direction. Two brand relationships can change stability. Three brand relationships can change trajectory. Most creators think progress starts with followers, but in reality, progress starts with positioning. Followers amplify positioning, they don't replace it. Something else is happening right now. Brands are no longer just hiring influencers, they are building creator pipelines, which means they need creators consistently, not occasionally. And creators who understand acquisition positioning early have a massive advantage. Every shift in the creator economy follows the same pattern. At first, only a small group understands it. Then, gradually more creators enter. Eventually, it becomes crowded. Right now, we're still early, which means creators who understand how brands think today will be in a completely different position 6 months from now than creators who wait until this becomes common knowledge. So the question isn't whether brands need creators. They already do. The question is whether you decide to position yourself inside this shift while it's still early. Because opportunities don't disappear when demand drops, they disappear when positioning changes, and positioning is changing faster than most creators can realize. So the only real decision left is this: do you stay on the outside watching the shift happen, or step into it early while there's still space?